Joining the Observer on the air live couldn't be easier. First, visit bit.ly/obguest. Once you click on that, you'll wind up on this screen. Then, you'll have to choose the webcam that you want to use. You can see there's a list of them here. And once you choose the right webcam, you'll then have to choose the microphone that you want to use. It's all very simple. Then type in your name where it says your name here. And once you have finished typing your name, click the join button. Then you'll be in the queue to be on the air. It's that easy. Hi again, everybody. It's Kevin Canessa coming to you live from the newsroom of The Observer and TheObserver.com on this, the 30th and final day of April in the year 2024. Sure hope you're enjoying your Tuesdays, no matter where it is you are in the country. A little cooler here today in the Northeast. And I just looked down at my text because Manny had texted me something, but I wasn't able to answer the phone when he called. And as I looked down at the text, I also noted that Tony Mondero sent us a text message a little while ago, too. He said it got up to 88 in Harrison yesterday, and it was 90 just outside of Philadelphia yesterday. How about that? But what are we looking at right now? 66 degrees here in the Northeast. And Bill Scarterfield, who was joining us from Arizona, is saying, yeah, 66 degrees. It's like that inside my living room right now. So he's probably in the 90s where he is out in Arizona. So I hope you're all enjoying your day today. Today was a great day, this morning especially. I had an opportunity to attend the walkout for George King, whose picture you see on the screen right here. George, today is his last day as the chief of the Kearny Police Department. It seems like he was just being made the chief back in 2017, and now here we are on the final day of his chiefdom of the Kearny Police Department. But a great honor for me to be there and to witness such an incredible gathering of people. There were so many people who filled Laurel Avenue outside police headquarters today. And rather than me explain to you what happened, I filmed the entire event this morning, and I'm going to show it to you right now and let everybody else's own words speak for George, who leaves after 39 and 1/2 years as a Kearny police officer. Without any further ado, here is the video from this morning over at police headquarters.
our administrator. Also welcome fellow chiefs, co-workers, and friends of Chief King. Most importantly, welcome George's family, Ruth, George, Sean, and Will. We are here today to celebrate Chief George King's career, a career that spans almost 40 years, starting in 1985. We live in a democracy, but there's been a king in the Kearny Police Station since 1956, when George King I was hired. George's dad retired, interestingly, on May 1st, 1987, 35 years ago today. So I guess we know where Sean will be for the next 35 years if we follow tradition. By the end of that time, if Sean lives up to his end, a king will have been in the police station for over 100 years. I don't think this feat will be matched by another family again. Congratulations, George, and thank you, Ruth, for being a supportive wife, daughter-in-law, and mother. Your unwavering support has been instrumental in Chief King's success, and we are truly grateful for it. I'm going to turn the mic over to George's eldest son, George III, who's going to share some highlights and milestones for Chief King's career.
Chief King is a lifelong resident of Kearny. He graduated from Kearny High School and Rutgers University, where he earned a bachelor's degree in accounting. Chief King is a second-generation police officer in Kearny, following his father, who retired as deputy police chief. He joined the Kearny Police Department in 1985 and worked in the patrol division as a motor vehicle accident investigator. He was promoted to sergeant in 1994, lieutenant in 1997, captain in 1999, deputy chief in 2004, and chief in 2017. Before becoming chief, he was responsible for supervising the administration of the chief's office, overseeing the planning and training division, and command of the patrol division. He serves as the emergency management coordinator for the town of Kearny. Chief King is a past member and president of the Kearny Board of Education and currently serves on the board of directors of the Kearny Municipal Employees Federal Credit Union and as a board member on the Kearny Voice, a veterans outreach and referral service. Chief King is a bagpiper with the St. Columkille United Gaelic Pipe Band, where he participates in local parades, community events, and both local and international bagpipe competitions. He was honored as the Grand Marshal of the 2011 West Hudson St. Patrick's Day Parade. Chief King currently lives in Kearny with his wife Suzanne and his three sons, George III, who's a New Jersey Transit police officer, Sean, who is a patrolman for the Kearny Police Department, and William, who's a fair enforcement officer with the New Jersey Transit Police Department. Congrats on your retirement, Dad. Well deserved.
Sorry, Mark. All right, so I want to invite George up to say a few words.
Thanks, everyone. The first thing that comes to mind is wow. When I walked out, saw everyone here, it's a very wow moment. I've always been proud to be a Kearny police officer. It's always been something that I love to do, and I knew the time was right now for me to step aside. But I want to thank everyone who came out, members of the mayor and council, police officers, town administrator Marks, our friends in the fire department, Chief Castandria, thank you for the turnout with the flag. Very appropriate, and I really appreciate that. Members of our honor guard, police department honor guard who are here, my colleagues from the Chiefs Association, chiefs in Hudson County, members of the Port Authority, police department who came out today. I'd be remiss not to thank my friends at St. Columkille, which is a second family. We spend a lot of time together, we work very hard, and it's a great organization, and I'm as proud to be a member of St. Columkille as I was to wear this uniform. So that's my second uniform. I'll continue to wear that one while I hang this one up. My friends who are here, my family, this is a little overwhelming. I really do appreciate everything you've done, the support that I've received from everyone. I look out, there's too many people here for me to thank individually, but I want you to know that I appreciate you taking your time to come and see me off on my last walkout. I've had a great career. I think it's been a very rewarding career. I was proud to follow in my father's footsteps, and I grew up with this culture. And it was something that, while my mother didn't want me to do this, I'll be honest, the day I told my mother I was joining the Kearny Police Department, I was not going to stay with accounting, she did cry a little bit, and she told me, please don't do that, I'll worry the rest of my life. So, but she was always happy and always proud of what I did. So I just want to say thank you to everyone once again. I want to address all the officers here. Please be safe. Continue to do what you do. Thank you for the job you did and making me look good. I'm only one person. You guys do the heavy lifting. And I know that I would not be successful if I did not have the competent officers on the street doing the job every day. So I really need to thank you. I want to thank Chief Macfie for everything he's done. As a deputy chief, I could not have asked for a more solid person to work with me. We worked as a team. Scott and I have known each other since grade school. We went all through school together, graduated high school together. So we've been not only colleagues, but friends for a very long time. There was a level of trust and just a working relationship that I wouldn't have been as successful without Scott with me the whole way. So I wish Scott all the best. I know he's going to be a great chief. The department is in great hands. And to all the support staff in the police department, from our friends in the Record Bureau, our staff in the Record Bureau, our mechanics, the DPW, the support staff in the town, for all that you do, all the support that you give us, I thank you for that. Lastly, I do have to thank my family. My wife has been with me, we've been together since high school. So she was there when I came on the job. She was there when I was studying for promotional exams. She was there taking the kids, keeping them away from daddy for the time while I studied and prepared, taking time away. She tolerated and put up with working holidays and weekends and missing family events. And without that support, you can't do this job the way you can. And can't say enough about my wife. We are a team together as well. To my boys, Sean, George, and William. George followed in my footsteps at Transit Police. Very proud of that. Sean came on the Kearny Police Department. He's doing well. I'm very proud of that. And William is working with Fair Enforcement in New Jersey Transit. I'm very proud of that. I had three good boys that I'm very proud of, and I can't say enough about. So, but to everyone, to the residents of Kearny, thank you for your support. Thank you for supporting the Kearny Police Department through tough times. When we were going through the protests where other places were having a lot of problems, Kearny didn't experience that. We had one protest, and the residents were very, very supportive of what the police do. And I want to thank the residents for your support, for your continued support of public safety, continued support of the Kearny Police Department, and I wish everybody all the best. I thank you once again for coming out, and I look forward to seeing you all now in a different way. So I'm still here. My number hasn't changed, so if you have my number, if you need anything, please reach out. Good luck to everyone. Please stay safe, and thank you.
All right, at this time, the Department Honor Guard, led by Sergeant Adriano Marks, has a presentation for Chief King.
Detail! Attention! Detail, present, up. Order, up.
This was a nice surprise. This is the flag that was flying over headquarters on my last day. So they took the colors, they presented me with the colors, so they retired these and presented me with this flag, which I will proudly display in my home. And I thank you for that. And this is very meaningful to me, so thank you.
All right, at this time I'd like to invite Mayor Carol G. Doyle up to say a few words.
Thank you, Chief. This is a bittersweet moment for all of us. I'm so happy for George King and his family, so well deserved. You have brought professionalism to the department. You've brought kindness and compassion as well, which isn't often easy in the job that you have to do. The transition with Chief Macfie is also an honor. We're looking forward to working with you and keeping the department in the same position that it was, professional, with kindness and compassion, and we're expecting that. To the Chief, thank you again for all your years of service. I worked with your dad through 911, going to every civic group in the town of Kearny, bringing 911 to Kearny. He was a wonderful deputy chief, and you filled his shoes. I was happy to see that your mom saw you become the chief. That was a real honor for her and for your family. So all good wishes. I hear you bought a boat, so I think that you're going to have a lot of fun with that. I know your sons are looking forward to that moment. So again, on behalf of the town of Kearny and the mayor and myself as mayor and council, thank you so much for doing such a wonderful job and bringing the police department forward. To you, Chief, all good wishes. We're expecting a lot of good things for you. Big shoes to fill. Thank you so much.
I think I got the bigger shoes to fill. All right, so we were supposed to have a flyover from the state police, but my guess is cloud cover, which they were supposed to be here at 10:15, so I guess that's not happening.
I didn't beat Kenny Ferranti.
There's your flyover, George. All right, I'd like to invite Father Joe Mancini up to say a few words.
Let us pray. Almighty God, we come to you today with gratitude for the many years of service given by Chief King. And we thank you for the contributions he has made in carrying out his daily tasks, in his loyalty to the Kearny Police Department, in his concern for all under his command, in his dedication to the town of Kearny and its citizens, and in the sharing of his experience and wisdom with others. We are appreciative of what he has taught us and of the sacrifices that he and his family have made over the years when the job demanded it. We now pray your continued blessings on him in this new phase of his life. May your presence be with him as he chooses new paths and explores new horizons. May he continue to be blessed with strong networks of friends and family to enjoy the journey that lies ahead. Keep him healthy in body, mind, soul, and spirit. Open new doors of service that will satisfy his desire to give and that will make a lasting difference in our world. May he find many receptive hearts and minds for the wisdom he has to offer, and many recipients to receive his love and care. Let these words from St. Matthew's Gospel find a home in his heart. Well done, good and faithful servant. Share your master's joy. Thankful for what has been and grateful for what is yet to be, we make this prayer in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Father Joe. All right, so on behalf of PBA 21 and President Mina Claudius, the PBA is welcoming everybody over to the Elks around the corner for a light brunch. And that concludes our ceremony.
Detail. Detail. Present. Up. Order. Up. Hooray. Rest. Dismissed.
Yep.
Detail dismissed.
So there it is, the final walkout for Chief George King as he concludes his 39.5 years of service to the town of Kearny. I've got a few George King stories. I could probably talk for hours here, but I don't want to bore you with so many things. But I want to start by saying the first thing was how transparent George was. And if you're not sure what I mean by that, is that to a fault, he would be so brutally honest about things that were going on that sometimes I would have to say to him, "Are you sure you want me to know that? Like, are you sure that's something you want people to know about?" Because he never, ever, I don't know if I would say censored himself, but he was always so honest about everything that I ever asked him over the years. And when I tell you that if I called him at 8 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock at night, he picked up the call almost 100% of the time, almost. And if he couldn't pick up the call, he would return the call within minutes. And this is not disrespectful, meant to be disrespectful to other chiefs, but it's very rare that something like that happens. It really is, because, I mean, God, Knesset's calling again. What does he want now? What does he want to do? What is he trying to find out now? Whether there was a shooting, if there was an arrest or something like that. Like, what I understand right now, I don't know the details, but guns were drawn today on Forest Street as we went live. And I can tell you this, I'm not going to call him today because this is his last day. But on a regular day like that, if I wasn't on the air here with you, you pick up the phone if he was standing right at the scene, or if the guns were pulled and his members had their guns pulled, he would pick up the phone right there and say, "This is what's going on. This is what you can say. This is what you can't say," things of that nature. But I always knew what happened. It was just when you talk about somebody who made my life and my job easier, that is George in a nutshell. I mean, I can't say it any different than that, because no matter what it was, no matter what the reason, he was always ready and willing. And it is, that's just not the way it is all the time. as you know, the police and the media traditionally have had an adversarial relationship. In fact, back in 1997, when I did my senior thesis to graduate, it was about the adversarial relationship between the police and the media and why it exists in the world. And I would say, for the most part, it does, even to this day, where for whatever the reason, the media just loves to go after police. I never understood that. And I've tried to, it wasn't always that way when I was younger, but as I've gotten older, I've tried to model myself after this idea that the police and the media, when they get along, there's no better relationship. There really isn't. I mean, when I think about when I see a police officer from Kearny, it doesn't matter where I am. I know them by name. They know me by name, and every single one of them will treat me with the utmost respect. I them, and I think a lot of that goes back to what George did. George's style and the way he operates and conducted himself as the chief of the police department. And on a personal note, I'm telling you this right now, I'm going to miss him. I really am. I am really going to miss George. And Scott's got big shoes to fill, but I'll tell you this right now. When you talk about a natural succession, Scott Macfie is the natural succession. He really is. He is obviously, because he was the deputy chief and he served under George for so many years. And imagine this, these guys were friends in grammar school at Roosevelt School, just a few blocks away from where I'm sitting right now. These guys were friends in grammar school. Then they went to Lincoln School together. They went to Kearny High School together. They all graduated, class of 1981. Now, George became a police officer in 1985, and Scott not until 1992. So that's where there's that gap. But, that 7-year gap, it's kind of funny between them coming on the job. 7 years that George was the police chief. And so here he is, he takes over, and he'll do as great a job as well. I know that. And so will Paul Barshevsky, who is going to be the deputy chief. Had a chance to speak with all three of them today, and they are all going to do a phenomenal job in keeping the legacy of the department going. And how about what Scott Macfie said at the beginning? George's father was a police officer. There's been a king at the Kearny Police Department, I think he said, since 1956. And Sean King will continue that family legacy. Now, he's been on the job for a couple of years. So there's been a king in the police department for in recent times, every single day of its existence. So it's a really great thing. So he leaves, I know, at the right time. He wouldn't have done this if he wasn't ready. And I think he is absolutely ready. And I know he will enjoy getting to spend time in the mountains in Pennsylvania, where he goes quite often. He hunts up there a lot, and I'm sure he fishes out there as well. So he's a true outdoorsman. He's going to have a great experience, no doubt, when he does indeed go up there to visit. But he's going to be around here too, so you will still see him. You will absolutely still see George King around. And on a personal note, I will miss you, George. Thank you for all these years of friendship and for being a great chief and for always telling it like it is and never hiding it. He's also, like me, a fellow Devil fan. Sorry, Bill Scarterfield, but, we have suffered through all the years of his chiefdom, except for last year, have been pure crap. So hopefully soon he'll get a Stanley Cup out of the deal, and we can celebrate that in the not too distant future. But the way things are going lately, I am not expecting that anytime soon. As we move on, this is this week's newspaper. I'll kind of just go through this quickly. There's a picture of Scott Macfie with his wife, and then George and Scott in the inset photo. They were sworn in a couple of weeks ago, and it is official now, or maybe tomorrow. I forget. They're talking about whether it's April 30th or May 1st when Scott and Paul officially take over as 1 and 2, but it's today or tomorrow, so there's somebody in charge, I'm sure. The show Disaster returns to the stage this weekend at the theater at Watco, so if you're having anything to do, I heard this is a phenomenal show. I haven't had a chance to see it because, as most people know, if you want me to sit for 2.5 hours, it's going to be a most impossible experience. But if you are so inclined to go to the theater, and I know many of you are, this show should be phenomenal this weekend at the theater at Watco. Check out the details. Now, this picture here of this woman who has a dog on her leash is a mystery to all of us. Scott sent this over to me last week, and I asked Josh Humphrey if he knew who it was. Josh didn't know. He asked a whole bunch of people. They didn't know. But we're thinking it was probably in the late 30s or the early 1940s. Some of the possibilities tossed around was that in the Second World War, when so many men were out to battle during the war, that there were women who served as auxiliary police officers at that time. So it's very possible that she was an auxiliary police officer. It's also possible she was a matron. She could have been a crossing guard. We don't know. We don't know because the uniform looks like a police officer's uniform and there is an actual badge on it. But nobody seems to have the answer. If anybody out there knows what she did or who she is, most importantly, please let us know. Call us at the Observer office or send an email to me, kc@theobserver.com, kc@theobserver.com. We would love to know what the situation is there. She's just an absolutely fascinating story. This piece is self-written by Maria Hamlin. Maria is a retired Nutley police officer, and she served in the United States Air Force, and she is also running for commissioner in the township of Nutley. And this is a little bit about the work that she's doing at the VFW post in Nutley. It's one of the more active posts in New Jersey, and they went from almost closing a couple of years ago to one of the most recognizable in the entire state of New Jersey. So she has done a lot of great work as the commander of the VFW and Nutley, and now she's running for commissioner. So we'll see what happens there. There are 5 seats available. 5 top vote getters get elected. The election's in a couple of weeks, and we wish her all the best of luck as well as she seeks this seat. And there are 5 incumbents, all of whom are running. This picture on the right-hand side of the screen here was from a couple of weeks ago. The Nutley Library gave out glasses to anybody who donated food. Those glasses, of course, were for the what I think was the dud of eclipses from a couple of weeks ago. So, but I do hope you'll check that out. It was a nice move by the Lyndhurst Public Library. This is a letter that a resident, Angela Kolbinger, wrote. Read that, but there's also an editor's note to it. And also, don't forget this, the town-wide yard sale is this weekend in Kearny. I hope the weather holds up. I really do. For Linda Deisa, it is her first year as the UEZ coordinator, and I know she wants this to go well and swimmingly. So hopefully the weather will cooperate. And if you're looking for some bargains, you know the price of things in 2024, this is what you want to do. There's a map, a Google map that you can get at kearnynj.org that lists all the locations. That doesn't mean that's all the locations. It's the ones that submitted the locations by the deadline. But this is always a big deal in town, and it is this weekend already, which is just hard to believe that we already have reached that time. And lastly, before we sign off, 2 things on this page. Arbor Day was celebrated last week. At the end of the week, I believe it was on Friday. Kevin Murphy from DPW organized this with Jimmy Newbig, and there was a tree planting. This year was at Schuyler School. In the past, it was at Lincoln School. I wasn't able to make it this year, but it was there a couple of years ago. And Kevin does a phenomenal job with this. So does Jimmy. He passes all the credit on to Jimmy because Jimmy does a lot of the legwork involved. So well done to all of them. And you can see there Flora and Carnesal, the superintendent of schools, reading to the kids as part of the Arbor Day celebration. So check that out on page number 8 when and if you get a chance. And then the story below that, the Women's Club of Arlington had a baby shower. They do this every year, and they collected over $2,000 worth of things. to give to needy families through the Salvation Army. It's always a very, very special event in town. Don't forget, we got 2 pages of classified. Jason Bernstein has 3 sports stories, including an athlete of the week. And we will be back again with you on Thursday evening to talk with our dear friend Tony Mondero about the upcoming week's weather. And remember, he said if you missed it, it was up to 88 yesterday, and now it is 67. So a little bit of a drop, but still, at least it's not cold the way it had been up until now. Henry, it's good to see you. The Montero family's here. Billy Scarterfield, Mike Carson, Henry Atwell, John Machado, Manny Ventoso, Jose Rodriguez, Carol Manley is also here with us. Karen Babinski, my teacher, one of the first teachers I ever met at Schuyler School when I moved here in 1985. Never had her as a teacher, but boy, is she someone special, especially at her work at Schuyler School, and then, of course, at the PBC. You know, she worked there for many, many years with Tom Fraser. Karen is a very special woman. It's good to see her. Billy, I think I mentioned you earlier. And then at the very top, John Pino is with us here earlier, and so was Carmen De Jesus, our dear friend Carmen. It's good to see you all, and I thank each and every one of you for joining me today. And we hope to see you back here again very, very soon, and probably on Thursday night. From the newsroom of The Observer and theobserver.com, Kevin Knessa signing off. Take care, everybody.